It's Monday morning. I've got the next couple of days off today so that I could catch up with the Super Bowl this morning. That was a really good game, apart from a bit of a dubious call at the end, which kind of nullified the game, which could have finished in a slightly more exciting finish. And tomorrow, because we've got the doctor's appointment again, and we thought we'd take the rest of the afternoon off and just spend some time with each other, because my wife was so busy in January, we've hardly seen each other. So that's why I've got some time off. And then this afternoon, I thought I'd tick off a few bits that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. One of which is run some cables around better than what I had them before. You know, I moved the room around before Christmas. I need to run some cables a bit better than I have at the moment. But the other is I've got some new bar tape, any cheap stuff from Amazon, to go on this bike, because this is going to seem like a really weird thing to say. I keep getting like an itchy patch on my left hand that then starts flaking off. And when I first went to the doctors, they were worried that it was infectious and stuff. This has been going on for years. It kind of comes every couple of months and then disappears again. I've never worked out what it is. It's never infectious. It's never passed to anybody else. It's never passed to any other, not even my other hand. Don't know what it is. I'm just wondering whether it's just the sweat and the build-up on this old bar tape that I've got on this old bike. So I thought I'd give it a change. I've never changed bar tape before, so who knows how well this is going to go. I'm bound to make a right old mess of it. My old stuff, excuse the mess everywhere, but it's just really old stuff that came with it. It's really grotty, it's got bits stuck in it and all sorts. So I thought it's another thing that I can change. It looks a bit better. It's got bluey bits in it as well to go with the bike. So I'm going to make a mess of that now, and let's see how it goes. Well, I'm just taking this off, and there's so much crud underneath it. Have a look. Just look at it. All this gunk and stuff. I think it might be glue and other stuff. I don't know. It might be a bit sticky. I'll have to clean that off, I think. I'll carry on taking that off. Trying to look at how to wrap it back on again for the new one that's going to go on to make sure I get it right. But yeah, it wasn't expecting to be quite that mucky underneath. So the right hand side was a lot grubbier than the first one. I didn't film it because it was a bit mouldy and horrible. But after a lot of cleaning, too much soap, put too much soap on that sponge, cleaned it up, dried it off, and I've put them on. I've messed up the left hand side a little bit. I got a bit too far. Used more overlap on the second time. I'm sure you guys know how to put bar tape on, but this is my first time. I messed this bit up. I need to get some more of this black tape. Much better second time round. Gonna get some more of the black tape. And then re-wrap the left hand side back a little bit, I think. Have a little bit more overlap, but happy with that. I'll see how it goes when I jump on, and no doubt it'll all start unraveling and cause me problems in the race, but we'll see that when it happens. I'm now going to run the rest of the cables. I completely forgot to jump on the bike yesterday. I was supposed to jump on and do the last stage of the Tour de Zwift. Got caught doing family stuff, sat down, had dinner together, and the evening went and I didn't even think about it. And the Tour de Zwift is now finished, so I'm not going to finish that stage, unfortunately. Although I do and should jump on the bike tonight. So I don't know what I'm going to do, probably just a casual ride, but yeah, I'll let you know when I've decided that. I'm going to finish sorting out the rest of this room and getting it how I want it to be. So I'll catch you later. Just got off the Tuesday trundle. Unfortunately, Craig couldn't make it. He's not very well, so I jumped in and kind of tried to lead the group a bit slower than what Craig would have done, and we agreed that we'd all just stick together for 50 minutes of the hour-long ride and then go off and ride at our own pace for the last 10 minutes, which worked really, really well. I did struggle towards the end, though, and I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. I've come off the low-carb keto thing for a couple of days just because we've been doing some family stuff over the weekend. And going out for dinner and stuff. It just makes it easier. And I've been doing it for 4 or 5 weeks and stuck to it rigidly. So I thought I'd give myself a couple of days off. And boy, do I feel it. my joints, my knees are aching. I didn't sleep as well. I feel tired. I just have lower energy, and that's just a couple of days going back. Maybe the lower carb suits me a bit better. And it was in like, it's not. I know I haven't ridden a lot in the last week compared to what I have before, but I feel like it's a lot more difficult than it was before. So I'm back on the keto from tomorrow, 100%, because I just feel better on it. And yeah, hopefully my few aches and pains and muscle problems will go away quite quickly. But time for a shower, and we'll see what the plan is for the rest of the week in terms of rides. But I'll catch up with you soon. It's Thursday, race day, mass start race today. So everyone leaves at the same time. Wonder if I can hold on to the back of the group. Last time it split quite quickly with the faster guys going off the front, and I found myself in a little group. Hopefully I'll find the same this week and have someone to ride with, but I guess we'll wait and see. I am a little tired, back on keto for the second day today after a few days break, so I don't know how that's going to affect me. And I've been a bit busy and not done as much riding as I would have hoped this week, so yeah, I don't know. Let's jump on and find out how it goes. I'm going to get changed and I'll see you there. Here we go then for a lap of Tempus Fugit in Watopia. A very flat route, one that you'd think would suit me quite well until this start happened. I'm up at over 500 watts here. It goes even higher. I think I saw 700 at one point. There's 600. I am just putting out what I can to try and hang on to the back of the group. It's a mass start. Everybody going at the same time, no matter what category you are, which is just, it's caused a bit of carnage at the start. You can see 2 dots there. I don't know who it is. Well ahead of the group already. Must have gone absolutely flying off at the start. I'm just doing my best to try and find a group, and I'm realising already that I'm quite a long way behind the main pack, and I've only got a couple of people behind me, a couple of which are C category riders. So I'm thinking I've got to put out a blast here. I've got to do my best to catch onto the back of this group, or they're going to be gone. And they pretty much are, being honest, by this point. We're not even 500 metres in yet, and I'm doing my best. I've had to slow off and coast a little bit, and then I spot I. Ferguson and D. Taylor just ahead of me, and I think to myself, right, there's a chance here to try and catch in with this group. I can't believe how fast that group's disappearing off down the road. But yeah, look at I'm already struggling. You can see it on my face. I'm really, really struggling, and I'm hoping that I'm going to come back together with the 2 guys in front of me and maybe Jay Campbell behind as well. But yeah, I guess at this point I'm thinking, well, that's kind of race over for me, sort of, because I'm not going to catch that group, and it's so flat. They're gone. I just got to do my best. It might become a bit of a TT later on, but if I can group up here, at least I've got a chance. And I did catch up and form a little bit of a group here. I am still struggling to hold on to the back of these guys. Jay Campbell, I. Ferguson and D. Taylor. John Bushell's caught us and is now 6 seconds ahead. That main group, 23 seconds ahead. But my focus, I don't recall a point where I was kind of in properly in this group of 4. I remember quite a few times having to put out a bit of effort just to hang on to the back of them. And I didn't feel particularly strong. You see my heart rate's only at 154. That's normally in the 160s, 170s when I'm putting out this level of perceived effort that I'm trying to do here. 230-ish watts. And I'm thinking I'm going to struggle here a little bit. Maybe the flip back to low carb is affecting me a little bit. I started to feel my legs a little bit, but I can promise you I'm doing the best I can, and it doesn't feel particularly good. And we're coming up to the 8-minute mark here. Again, I've fallen slightly off the back of this group, and I'm doing what I can, as much as I can. I just cannot get any more out of my legs. Nothing more left out of my heart rate. I don't know what it is. And those guys slowly but surely pull away from me and kind of leave me on my own. I look behind me. I've got Bowman behind me. 20 seconds at the moment, but I think he's a C category rider. And kind of thinking, is there a chance we can group up and do something together? That little group of three's gone. 43 seconds behind that main group as well there. Yeah, Abe Bowman is a Sea-Cat rider. So that's what I was doing, looking behind, thinking, well, I've lost those now. What can I do here? We've still got 14 kilometres left to go. And my race is sort of over by this point already. Heading towards the turnaround point, the halfway point, you can see the guys heading the other way, just passing us, who was with a little bit earlier in the race. We're now at the 16.5-minute mark. Bowman has caught me, and we kind of settle in and ride together for the majority of the rest of the race. Still got 10 kilometres left to go. We do the turnaround, but as usual, I kind of use this opportunity now to jump ahead and watch the rest of the race. Here is the front group, just coming up to 26 minutes in. You've got Noel, Jonesy and John, and I think the two that made the initial breakaway were Noel and John. Jonesy put a bit of an effort in earlier in the race to kind of catch up with these two guys a little further back. So they're, 19 seconds out ahead. They've not got too far to go, just this little turnaround point coming up and then heading back to the finish line. Those three doing really well, working together. And then back in this main group of riders, lots of people in here. N. Corbin, P. Zizou, P. Morris, W. Pietek, J. Simpson, C. Hall, Chris Jupp's in there, Ender Freak. I can't see everybody. It's moving around. Craig's in there as well, I can see. So this group working together. They're just coming around to the turnaround point, but that 23-second lead that those guys have out the front is probably going to be a little bit too much to catch up with now. Coming up towards the final sprint banner, you can see John slightly further ahead. You can see actually in the pack behind N. Corbin and E. Middlejan's putting out orange numbers. We'll check on those guys in a bit, but we're heading towards the finish line with John slightly further out ahead, and he's up at 12.4 watts per kilo. Up at 11, yeah, he's in the big orange numbers. Jonesy and Noel, I think they're probably going to have to go a bit to catch him. Jonesy now going for it up into the 11, nearly 12 watts per kilo. I think might possibly, that's too late to catch John, I think. But I think that might just about kill off Noel just behind, who's up into the orange numbers himself, but not quite as large. That's going to be the first three finishing over the line. N. Corbin has made himself that little gap. That little orange numbers that you put out a bit before has given himself a bit of a gap over the rest of the group. He will come over in fourth. And then I'm trying to click around, trying to find who's next in this group. Here's P. Zizou, E. Middlejan's ahead, Ender Freak, P. Morris, El Merrick. Everyone really, really close together here. C. Shaw will be just behind El Merrick, and here's Chris Jupp. I know, not feeling too well, so taking it slightly easier towards the finish line. Craig, 12 seconds back, will be the next one over the line. Hanging on to that group, there he is, putting down the fire socks, sprinting. I caught that just on camera, just on time, heading towards the finish line, just under the half an hour mark. More fire socks going there. Then we go back to Jay Robinson, not too far behind, in the 4.1 watts per kilo range at the moment, still putting out top effort. P. Davies at 8 seconds back, so probably going to be the next one over the line. P. Davies will be the next one over the line. John disappeared from the timing screen for a second and then popped back on. So he will be the next one over the line. A couple of seconds behind. He's got a 1 minute 15 lead over Jay Dreyer behind. Then I. Ferguson and Dave Taylor still riding together a little bit further back. But Jay Dreyer got about... what's that? A 2... No, that's over me. The timing screen's gone really, really strange. It's actually D. Taylor and I. Ferguson are ahead of Jay Dreyer, I think. It is I. Ferguson and D. Taylor next. I. Ferguson just out the front, putting over 4 watts per kilo. Is that as a deterrent to Dave? Looks like it might have worked. I. Ferguson over 5 watts per kilo there. Dave not seemingly matching. So that's going to go to I. Ferguson. And then Jay Dreyer, who is, 18 seconds behind Dave. And then I think I'm 3 minutes 50 back. So a little way to go for me yet. Here's A. Bowman over the line. Thank you for staying with me for a long portion of that race. and an awesome job at disappearing off up the road with the final 2 kilometres left to go, leaving me 300 metres behind and the last few metres to do. Feeling pretty tired, pretty rubbish actually. I do back off a bit when I jump ahead to watch everyone else finishing their races, that is for sure. But I just didn't feel like I had the legs today. And it's a bit of a shame, given recent weeks and how I've been feeling in the races, feeling stronger every week. It does feel a bit of a shame to have a bit of a naff one, shall we say. But there we go. That's what I get for playing around with the diet a little bit and possibly not cycling quite as much as I have done in recent weeks. But here I go, over the line, very slowly, 36 minutes, 15 seconds, 1.5 watts per kilo and an average heart rate of 151. Not brilliant, but we can look at the final results. John wins it, 28.44. Jonesy not too far behind. Noel in third. Neil Corbin in fourth. Joe Simpson, W. Piatek, E. Middlejans and P. Zizou. Really, really close, those, all within a second of each other. 6th to 9th and 10th. P. Morris, 29.11. El Merrick not too far behind in 11th. C. Shaw, 29.23. Chris Jupp over the line in 13th. C. Finlayson we saw over in 14th, 29.45. J. Robinson, P. Davies, John Bushell, I. Ferguson, and then we saw Dave over the line. J. Dreyer in 20th. A. Bowman keeping me company, 35.50, and then me in 36.37. Not brilliant. Yeah. I think I'm just going to put that one behind me. Well, I did not enjoy that. That was just hard. I couldn't get going. My heart rate wouldn't go up. I couldn't push any harder. 1.5 watts per kilo average, which is much lower than my recent races and rides. What do I put it down to? I can only put it down maybe to... It's weird. I'm having that aching feeling that I was back before I went on to keto before. Like my knees and the tops above my knee, the muscles up there, I just hurt. I couldn't push anymore. Tight chested again, back to how I was before. And this is like 4 days on just eating non-keto. Who knows if that's it. I've got a bit of a sore throat. Maybe I'm coming down with something. But I genuinely... You might not believe it, but I genuinely couldn't have pushed any harder. I lost the back of that group and that was kind of it. And I know towards the end I jumped ahead and watched the rest of the riders, so I did probably back off a little bit then. But yeah, up to that point, I kind of gave that what I had. A bit disappointed. Hopefully I'm not coming down with something, and hopefully it'll just come back again in the next couple of days. I guess we'll wait and see, but it's time for a shower and to have some dinner or something, so I'll catch you later. So that was that race. Yeah, I can only put down to the change in diet, which is my decision and my choice to just come off it for a couple of days. I'm actually recording this one on Saturday evening, and I have had today off keto as well because we had another family thing. It just makes everything a lot easier without having to ask, this time, my mum to cook something different for me. Which this race and tomorrow's race up the Alp, I was confident that I'd get up there quite easily last week after feeling stronger on all the races. And I'm not going to be able to push out a full-blown race for probably the 2 hours it's going to take me to get up there. But I thought I'd be quite confident in getting up there relatively easily and feeling quite good about it. I'm now feeling the absolute opposite and dreading it. But that's tomorrow. That is at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I've got to do it because I've got to do every race left in the World Tour to be able to get the 8 rides in. But it is double points. So even if it takes me 2.5 hours of just turning my legs over to get up there, at least I get double points for it. It's such a weird feeling. I did the Trundle, the Saturday morning branded group ride this morning, and my legs... I don't know what it is. My knees are hurting. We had a bit of a sprint challenge at the end of that ride this morning. I kind of regretted it pretty much straight away. I don't know. My knees feel like I've been walking loads and I haven't. And I don't know what it is. It's kind of a fat man thing that I get every now and again. just a bit of discomfort, and it seems to have come back as I've eaten carbs again. And I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow and how hard I'm going to be able to push on that. That race Thursday night, I felt like I was pushing really hard, but the watts weren't there and my heart rate wasn't there. And despite it feeling like I was pushing hard, I wasn't getting anywhere. So I don't know how tomorrow's going to go, but that'll be in the next video, and you'll be able to see the awful attempt of me getting up the Alp. I'm hoping, it's been a long time since I've done an Alp ride, and it's certainly been a long time since I've done an Alp on my own that isn't banded. It could be over a year, if not longer. So maybe I'll look at my previous times and see if I can beat those or not. I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. But that is tomorrow, and then next week, if you're interested in coming along to any T2.5 rides, all the information is in the description below. We do a casual ride on a Tuesday night, 7:30 UK time, a race 6:30 UK time on a Thursday evening, and a banded group ride on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock UK time. And next Sunday is the last Sunday of the month. We always do one of our longer end of month specials where we band together and do one of the longer routes, kind of put a vote up usually on Facebook to pick that route. We've done lots of different routes before, including the Alp and some of the longer routes on Zwift. So that will be on Sunday next week as well. So keep an eye out. All the information is in the description below, on Discord as well, and on Facebook. Discord is actually becoming a lot busier than the Facebook channel. The Facebook channel is becoming a bit quieter now. So head over there, say hello to everyone, and find all the ride links and everything. But they'll be in the description below as well. I don't think I've got much else to talk about this week. I haven't ridden as much as I wanted for a couple of reasons. Number one, just completely forgetting, sitting on the sofa, getting too engrossed in a rubbish TV programme, and then realising what the time is. That kind of put an end to me finishing the Tour de Zwift, which I'm a little bit annoyed about. The Tour of Watopia, I think, is coming up soon. The Tour de Zwift gave me motivation to get on and do the routes at a very low zone 2, and I need to just go back to doing those. Hopefully the Tour of Watopia will do the same thing for me. But also time, the back end of this week, I've just been busy with work and family stuff. You just got to kind of weave it in and out of daily life, haven't you? But yeah, I need to. It's still got that target of beating my February 2022 hours in February 2023. I'm going to aim for that at the end of the month. We've got a week left. Better check where I am in that list, actually. Doesn't time fly by at the moment? It is absolutely flying and getting ever closer to the due date, and we've got a lot of stuff still to do around the house. A lot of things to tick off my to-do list. I've got to fit that in as well. But I'm going to do my best to try and jump on the bike as often as I can. Anyway, I'm going to stop rabbiting on. All the channel members going up the screen now. If there's something you're interested in, it's like Patreon. It's on Buy Me a Coffee. Head to the link in the description below. You can do that. Or buy me a one-off coffee if you fancy it. But that is the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, do hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.